we go.
Money, money, making crap for money.
Yo, what's up? IsiahsGains back with another video, another discussion time, as you can tell from the intro. And today, it's going to be urgency and why it matters. So that begs the question, what is urgency? And since you asked so nicely, urgency, as you can see on the screen, is the importance requiring swift action. And this is just me looking up the definition, strict definition online. You can do it too. Something similar like that will pop up, I'm sure of it, things like that. So let's talk about it. What is urgency? Urgency is the ability to go from one area to next, as we recalled what we said earlier, swiftly. So this means if you're doing something, right, you must make it important enough to get done in that moment, right? This is how you fight off procrastination. Because when you are doing something with urgency, you are not holding off to get it finished. You're not waiting to get it done. You're not relaxing. You're not taking time slowly. You are moving quickly, like one snap after the other. You're doing something. You're walking fast to get to the destination. You're writing quicker to get the paper done. You are being insistent upon what you are doing, which means that maybe you do need a break at some times during the urgency, but don't let that break discourage you from getting it finished. For example, say you have a paper and you want to get it done with urgency. You are going to write that paper then and there urgently. So you're going to take your skills, take your mind, focus up and start typing, start writing. Start thinking with a goal in mind that you want to get this paper done somehow, some way, and you're going to let the words come to you and get written down. What you are not going to do is you're going to sip slowly on some coffee. Take tremendous amount of time to get set up with your area. You are not going to be switching between YouTube, between Netflix, between all these other things while writing. Because that's procrastination. When you're taking time to relax, instead of taking time to get action finished promptly, that is urgency. That is how you get stuff done. That is the combatant to procrastination. So now that the discussion of urgency and what it is over, let's talk about how urgency helps us in our normal day-to-day lives. So, for example, great example, at work, you are wanting to get something done. Your boss is telling you, hey, get this finished. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'll take my time. No. Yes, you'll take your time, but not slowly. You're going to be quick. You're going to be fast. You're going to get it done and show results quicker than the others around you. And that's what it means to be urgent. It means to show that you're capable of doing action quickly. Say, for example, you have to do this one thing in one area and do this one thing in the next. Well, you'll quickly, urgently, do whatever that needs to get done, such as cleaning a table, and then you're going to walk with fast-footed steps to the next area and say you need to wipe something down. That too will get finished with urgency, with an insistence that makes sure it gets finished. You're not taking your time so slowly that you're dragging things on, because urgency doesn't demand dragging things on. It means getting things finished quickly, mind you. That is urgency. And how more can it help you in not a workspace? Well, say if you need to get groceries finished, if you want to get that put out of the way and you want to have more time for your day, you're going to go in that store, knowing what you want to do, and get it finished so that you can enjoy the other times that you have later in the day. Which means if you know you're going to go in the grocery store, write it down. Write down what you want to get from the store. And with your feet, you will walk fast and with action, and not like the others that are walking beside you or in front of you or behind you. You are going to take up space and let these people know you have something to get finished, right? That's what it is. That's what urgency is. You're not being complacent. You're being competent. And that's so important to know, because I think when you're urgent, it makes your mind kick in that this is a time to not play around. And there are going to be times when you get to play around, that you are able to take your time, that you can be complacent. It's up to you to decide whether you want to be finished with a task fast or slow, whether you want to drag it on or get it done fast. So think about that the next time you're doing something, anything really, is do you want to get it done now, or do you want it to take up so much of your time that you'll be stressed out, overthinking, not having enough time anymore to simply get what you were wanting to do finished in the first place? And I know the third thing we are going to talk about I am going to talk about, is what does urgency fight against? As in, and I've been talking about it this entire video, so let's go more in depth. Let's get it finished quickly. And excuse me if you hear me taking breaths. I think I'm still kind of like sickish a bit, or I woke up on the wrong side of breathing today, so it's whatever. But anyways, third thing, what does procrastination fight against? No. What does urgency fight against? Boom. Procrastination. And what is procrastination? Let's throw it up on screen. And looky, what does it say? The action of delaying or postponing something. What does that mean? Well, that means that as I said before, that when you are doing things and, taking your time to get from one place to another, or to finish your sentence, kind of like what I'm doing there, it's procrastination. You are waiting, delaying the inevitable you are going to do. So why not finish it now? Why let complacency, why let procrastination hold you down? Hold you down for a later time when urgency can pick you up now. Pick you up now and get it finished when you know you need it to get finished by and before and now. It's not, urgency doesn't let you have this later time. No, because it fights against that. It fights against the laterment, because it brings you to the present and allows you to do more rather than do less. Because when I am urgent, when you are urgent, you're able to take those many more steps than you can do when you are procrastinating. Because when you're thinking with urgency, you're thinking now. You're thinking with, how can I make this get finished faster? And you don't always have to be faster. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying to decide when it's important to be urgent versus to be later. You decide those things in life. And I personally would rather be doing stuff with urgency than procrastinating it. because I've learned that for myself, through myself, I like it more. And don't you, the other person listening, you, yes, you, the one listening to this right now, what urgency means and why it matters. Don't you like that feeling when you finish reading a book, writing a story, watching a movie, running a race, getting things done? Like, it feels so great to be able to say, yeah, I did this. Yeah, I'm doing this with urgency, rather than saying, oh yeah, I will get that done. Because when you say I will get that done, it's not a fact. It's not a fact that you got it done. It's a fact that, oh, you may get it done because you will, but it's not true yet. It's not there, right? So when you do things with urgency and get them done then and there, you can say, yeah, that was great. You can have that feeling of accomplishment now, rather than then, because that's what urgency is. It rewards you, and it is rewarding, because not only is it getting actions done swiftly, you have to look at what happens when you get those actions done swiftly. What are you then looked as when you are urgent? As someone who gets things done now. You look like a professional. You look like you're someone, and you are someone that has their stuff together, because you know that if you want to do it, you're not going to wait till later. You're going to do it now. You're not going to take your time, stress yourself out, and let it go by thinking about what you can do, instead of doing all those thoughts, all those actions in the moment. Okay? So, yeah, that's what urgency fights. It fights procrastination. So if you are a procrastinator listening, take care. Move with urgency. Move with the thought that I'm getting it done now and I'm not waiting. And it will help you in so many aspects of life. You'll literally get this switch of swiftness, of fastness, of a better self, of competitiveness, because you don't want to wait. You don't want to sit around and wait when you have the capability of doing it now. And so, yeah, that's the video. How urgency and why does it matter? Why urgency and why does it matter? So stick around, though. I'm not finished yet. You thought I was. Psych. I lied. This is where Jim Bro comes out. I'm ready to speak. So I think earlier in the video I hit something. I was doing that. Anyways, yeah. So that's urgency, by the way. This is now if you want to talk, if you want to listen to Jim stuff, if you want to be chill, this is time to relax. This is time to, be complacent. I mean, I was talking about urgency, but you don't always have to be urgent. You feel me? That could tire you out. So I was just, So earlier in my lifts, I was deadlifting. I don't know if I showed it on video, but I had something like, what was it? I was deadlifting 275, I believe. That felt pretty good. That felt pretty great. I enjoyed that a lot. And I was doing that for reps multiple times. I don't know if I put it in this video, but there's an update on my gym lifts. You can go to Instagram, IsiahsGains. You'll find me there. Something like that, It's a vibe for real. TikTok, IsiahsGains as well. And so I also hit 225 for 4 reps the other day, my second week of it, back-to-back 2 sets. And since I'm powerlifting or power building, this week, coming Monday, I'm going to hit 235 for 4 sets. Hopefully, hopefully I can do it. If I can do it for 3, that'll be even better. I'm going to take 5 minutes, full rest recovery. Hopefully, I want to build a bigger chest. That's another goal of mine. And I want huge. I want huge mammoth legs. I want them skull crushers. I want them the mammoth destroyers. You know? Like, it's a good goal of mine. So I was squatting the other day, right? And I was doing 3 sets like normal. And you know, for the first 2 sets I do a top set, so I try and do the most I can under the most management as possible. So highest weight with the most amount of reps that I can do within a power rep range. And that for me is 5 to 8. So I do 5 reps of 260, which is the most I've ever done, by the way, for a squat, because I've never really practiced squatting hardcore. Now though, since I'm in it to win it, I'm going up, you know, and they were pretty good, I'd say, you know. Like, this is my first time squatting. You'll probably see it in the next video. Not first time, but this is my first time taking it real. All right, hold up. H2O drink. H2O. Rewarding. And so, yeah. As this video comes to an end, hopefully you learned about urgency. But, yeah, leave a like, comment, something below, you know. Tell me what you thought of the video, if you were listening, if you were watching my workout, seeing what I'm hitting. Yeah, here's a nice big back pose, I should say. You know, looking vibey, looking clean, looking good, looking big. Yeah, it's been a great time. Hopefully you learned something. I have faith. If you listeners are enjoying my gainers, you know, that's what I call you peeps, my gainers, you know. Road to 100 subscribers. Gonna keep pushing out videos pretty much every week, you know, realistically. I want to get 1 video every week. Maybe I'll start doing 2. You know, grind it out, you know. It'd be tiresome a little bit, you know, getting the videos done on top of working out, on top of work. But I'm gonna make it. I am making it with yous watching, you know. Like, I want to turn my life up, and by doing that, I am. By doing this, I am. You know, with urgency, with urgency. So yeah, IsiahsGains. You know, have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe. That's what I was forgetting. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace, love.